with regards to obviously the last year, 2 years, just the attack on trans rights and just being a human at that, right? How has that maybe shifted some of your work, right? Shifted how your advocacy has taken form, if at all?
My advocacy has been the same. I think, well, not quite. Okay, so this is like a part A, B, so let me do
Please,
the
yeah.
A. The A is we're still doing the same work and we have the same understandings. Now we have brand new stakeholders because we have members of intersecting and overlapping communities who thought it wouldn't touch them. They didn't understand that once you allow them to come for the trans community or to come for Black and brown and indigenous folks or come for disabled folks or come for people's reproductive rights or come for, then it's fair game for all of us. And the thing is, this was a conversation that I was out there right before they tried to overturn Roe v. Wade. I was out there saying to people, you don't understand, this is about bodily autonomy. This is about controlling bodies. And so, and they were just like, well, no. So people wanted to argue about who was a woman, who wasn't a woman, and, you know, qualifying womanhood through through the same markers that are used to oppress them, which I thought was so weird. Like, I'm like, what are y'all doing? And I'm not going to play this game with you, because one of the things that I know is I don't want to become just another polarizing piece of some shadow entity's political puzzle and strategy for annihilating all of us. And so the thing is, I can't have your back if I have your throat.
Ooh, I love that.
And that is the reason why it has been such a gift right now. I know some people are very afraid. That's valid. Some people are angry, they're frustrated, they don't know what to do, and there are those of us who do, because we've been experiencing this. And it's not a time for me personally to say, I told you so. I don't care when you got here, I'm just glad you're here. And so this has been an opportunity to really be more strategic in coalition building now that we have more people. And the part B to that, when I was saying, oh, like I'm doing it the same, I'm not. Because I had a realization in 2021 when I almost had a major breakdown. And it was, I don't believe in martyrdom as a framework for liberation. I don't know when I entered this unconscious, energetic agreement that I was going to suffer in solidarity. But that is actually not an act of revolution or something that is going to model the said possibilities that I mentioned earlier. And so what I realized and had a difficult time with was there were so many people who were invested as my role as their political attack dogs, as people typically tend to do with Black women and Black trans women. And yet, when I showed up to try to explore what it felt like to be in my joy, what it felt like to be playful and curious and resting and all of those things, people didn't show up to celebrate that. And I had a problem with that. So I was like, let me get this straight. I give everything. I put my body, my health, my safety, my family's safety on the line. I was on the campaign trail with Elizabeth Warren in 2019, and there was like another party that was sending packages to my mother's house, and I had to relocate my family. And so there's a lot of sacrifice in that. And the thing that I realized was that, again, going back to our ancestors and transcestors and the people who've been doing this work, there seems to be this expectation for us to throw ourselves over the grenade to spare, but 9 times out of 10, we're the ones who are carrying the most of the load. So we have to hit reset on these legacies and hit reset on what it means to actually thrive. And so I gave myself full permission to have an identity and an existence outside of survival. I gave myself permission to have boundaries.